It's time for a Damn Good Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Shelby Clement. From corporate executive to CEO to entrepreneur and the founder of Damn Good Marketing Live, this podcast is all about digital marketing, building a business you love, and creating a brand that's authentic to who you are. So if you're ready for honest, raw marketing conversations that you will not find anywhere else, let's freaking get it. All right, guys, back with another episode. And today we're going to dive into pre-launching and launching a product or service using social media. Now, before I get started, I'm not an expert on pre-launch and launch as we are just now diving into this, but we launched our first thing. Well, actually, we've launched a couple things, but like our first real true 8-week runway launch was the membership. And I want to say we kind of killed it. But literally people have been asking, so why not just take you on the journey of what we experience, what we're doing, especially as we're going into a new launch season. But I'm super excited. So if you're ready, let's freaking dive in. Today, I'm going to share the secret sauce to making your next launch a success. Literally the power of a pre-launch and a launch period on social media. Now, before you say it, do I even need that? Absolutely. Because as I always say, people are weird and they like to go on the journey with you. So before they actually buy something that you're selling, whether that's a product or a service, they need to know about it first. They need a teaser. So this is your time to create the excitement, build anticipation, and get your audience to feel like they're a part of something special. They want to feel like they're a part of the journey with you, no matter what. But it's not just about the hype. It's all about how you build that hype and how you bring your consumers along for the ride. So let's break that down, exactly what I mean, and how to do a strategic pre-launch and a launch plan. Now, like I said in the beginning, literally take it with a grain of salt, but a lot of people have been asking me how we do this. And so I said, why not write some notes on how we actually strategize and do this for ourselves and our brand. Number one is to build the anticipation. It's literally just 101. Before you do anything, you need to build buzz around everything that you're doing. Start a launch with a teaser campaign that gives your audience just a little bit of information to get them excited and leaving them wanting more. And this can be done with number one, mysterious graphics or posts, post images with blurred out text, or details about your product or service. This could be a video of your feet. It could be walking behind the scenes, whatever it is. And it could literally say on there, something's coming. It could be a countdown, maybe start a countdown on your stories or feed, letting them know when the big reveal is coming, or just questions or surveys. Literally get your audience engaged by asking them what they think that you are launching. And by getting them involved, they're going to get excited. This key right here is to stir curiosity. If you want followers to be excited about the launch, if you want them to buy from you when you actually launch, you need to make them feel like they are part of your journey. It's literally so simple and so basic. It's not that hard, so don't overthink it, but let's dive into number two. You have to show behind the scenes. What are you doing? What evolved in this? So literally when we were launching the membership, we showcased me and Elena in my office room with a hyperlapse video of us doing big sticky notes on the wall, literally me about to pull my hair out, showing calls with people that we were having to help us develop these things. But we weren't saying what it was, but we were saying how much people would actually love it. They love behind the scenes content, y'all. It's a way for them to feel like they are included in the actual process. This is not only builds excitement, but it also builds a deeper connection with your audience. They're trusting you and they're along with the journey. They feel like they've been with you from the beginning of it. So when you actually launch it, they're like, duh, no brainer. This is what we've been watching this whole time. So how do you strategically build out your behind the scenes content? Honestly, I just turn my camera on anytime I'm thinking about it or talking about what that actual service or product that we are about to launch. But you need to document your process. What does that mean? Show snippets of your preparation, whether you're packaging, planning, brainstorming, whatever that may look like. Introduce team members or partners, give shout outs to people that are helping you make this launch happen so it feels more personable. Create a storytelling content. You can literally share the struggles, the breakthroughs, the milestones that you're hitting along the way to create more content that looks more real. And by what I mean by this is video yourself crying, video yourself having a mental breakdown, video yourself literally wanting to burn it all to the ground. I'm obviously not telling you to show all the bad, but at the reality of things, when you are launching something or you are creating something, in all reality is there's a lot of bad before there's actually good, before the breakthrough happens, before the epiphany. I knew this membership was a huge, great success and it was going to be amazing. And it's really made for people. And I absolutely 1010% to my core believe that it's for quite literally everyone. But my brain is a visionary. So integrator is not my jam, but I have people in my corner that help me integrate it. I was overcomplicating the process. And so me filming that entire process is content for me to use to show that I, one, am human. And two, I'm really bringing you along on the journey because I have this huge idea and I don't know how to launch it or I don't know how to create it, but I'm going to bring you along on the journey as I get through that breakthrough. Cool. Literally don't be afraid to share some authentic vulnerability. Truly be a freaking human. People are so sick of the perfection of highlight reels of what it looks like to be successful or to have a great launch or whatever it is. Like, show the effort and dedication that you're putting into this launch will make your audience cheer on you so much more than you ever would have thought. Like, I'm not kidding. When you show behind the scenes, that builds such a strong presence with your community that they're latching on with their teeth and they're like, I'm supporting that person, whatever they're actually about to launch, because I love them so much, because I feel like I know them and then they're my best friend. Wow, I talk so fast when I get so excited. Number 3 is to build content calendar for consistency. Y'all, literally, if you could see my green wall behind this podcast recording, you would see a bunch of random different colored sticky notes on an actual built out, drawn out calendar on one of those large sticky pads that have the title of each piece of content we're producing on our 8-week runway. You can't just randomly post during a pre-launch phase. You need to structure the strategy to keep your audience engaged every single step away. This is where your social content calendar comes in. And here's how you build one out. I build this out about 8 weeks in advance. If depending on the product or service, so take this lightly. So you could do 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever that looks like for you. You want to use a mix of teaser posts, countdowns, behind the scenes polls, client testimonials if you have any, and aim at least 3 to 5 post a week across main platforms. If you're in like a huge launch, like I don't want you to freak out and say, oh my God, Shelby's team does like 7 days a week. They do twice a day sometimes. Like, cool. Sometimes we do when we get closer, but one, we are content creators. So this is not new to us and it's not hard to us. But I would recommend, like, if you're in a launch phase, you need to at least be posting 4 to 5 days a week. As you get closer, reminders, get on stories, all those things. Like, literally talk about it on your stories. This is how you actually break it down. You have to dumb it down for them to understand the benefits of that said service or product that you're doing. You need to break down who it is for and who it is not for, so they can get very clear on, yes, this is for me. You need to create content that's so compelling and that makes them feel like they can see themselves in the journey of the consumer that's already bought. So for example, say you're launching a mastermind or a retreat and someone's already bought, or maybe you're launching an event and that person was struggling to buy because of X, but they finally bought, and it's a story that you can tell the world because someone else could probably see themselves in that story, and then they're going to buy from you. And so that is something that's really big on when you content create, because people just want to see the human behind what you are actually promoting so they can see themselves in it. Does that sound cool? Cool. All right. So live sessions and Q&As, y'all, literally go live. I want you to understand this. So when I went through my pre-launch like the launch of the membership the first time, what I couldn't wrap my brain around is I was literally explaining the membership and the inside of it, like, until I was blue in the face, but people still didn't understand it. And people were like, Shelby, you get it because you built it, but people don't understand it because if they don't understand Canva or they don't understand like a membership, they don't know what that is. So get on a live and show the inside of it. And I was like, wow, light bulb moment. Why didn't I think of that? If you are so much into what you're launching and your service or product, you need to fully remove yourself and say, what is my consumer struggling with in order to pull the trigger to buy this product or service? And like right there is, they had to see the inside of the membership to see like, okay, can I actually do this? Am I actually going to use this? Is it actually worth $87 when in reality it's worth way more than that? But like, you have to be able to really break it down where they can actually see themselves using this product or service that you have. The key is consistency. Keep showing up and getting your audience involved. People want to be seen. So the more that you are willing to get your audience seen and they want to feel heard and they want to feel a part of the journey, whether you use their feedback or not, that is going to be huge for you when you are building the connection that you are building with your community. Cool? That was number 3. Number 4, use teaser videos and stories. Videos are one of the most powerful ways to connect with your audience. Y'all, I've said it from the day one, and I will literally die saying video builds a whole nother level of trust. It builds a whole nother level of connection that is so unbreakable that like no matter what, those people are so damn loyal to you because one, they get to see how you react when you are actually videoing yourself. What are your movements? Do you talk with your hands? Do you stutter? Do you literally have so much passion in your energy? Like when I get so excited, I talk so fast and my energy is like times 1,000. And people are like, Shelby, you have to slow the hell down. So like, and then I love teasers. So like hype. So I like to tell people this. Think about your consumer. What gets them excited? Like what gets me excited when we produce content is like, oh my God, that makes me scream. I feel it in my gut. Like I feel like that room is for me, that product for me, that service is for me, that coach is for me, whatever that is. And like if you are brick and mortar, like even if you are having like a holiday sale or a Black Friday or whatever that may look like, or a pop-up shop or blowout sale or whatever it is that you're doing, if you don't advertise about it, people will not show up. If you do not hype them up on what they're missing out, aka FOMO, fear of missing out, then literally they will not not show up. So you have to give sneak peeks of your products and service in use. You need to share snippets of customer testimonials or reactions if possible. You need to use upbeat music and captions to create a sense of urgency and excitement. Y'all, share these in your feed and your stories, and don't just post it once. Recycle the content and update it as you make it feel fresh. Common goal here is to build momentum. And like that is literally hands down the only thing that you need to be doing, because people need to see themselves, number one, using your product or service. Number two, need to see it humanized so they can trust you, so then they can actually convert. Number three, need to see the storytelling behind it. Why are other people using it? Why are people like running, selling out, getting in line when the doors open? Why are they there? What did you make this for? What problem are you solving? What is the value that you're giving? Literally, they need to see all of it. They want to see behind the scenes. How did you create it? Why did you create it? What is your mission? Did you ever want to burn it down? Were you ever ugly girl crying or ugly guy crying? And how did you overcome that? Who do you surround yourself with when it gets hard? Like they want to see quite literally every single thing. And when you build hype, it is so exciting because people are like, holy shit, they actually believe in their product or service and they want the world to know about it. Okay, number 5, we already touched on this just a little bit, is FOMO. You got to use that to your advantage. As you get closer to the actual launch date, start building the fear of missing out. Here's how you do it. Literally take a pen and paper. You create exclusive offers. Let your followers know that when you'll be doing special pricing, early access, a bonus if they act quick once the product or service launches. For example, when I launch DGML, I do an early bird pricing until a certain point, and then regular pricing happens. Or when I launch the membership, if they signed up during the webinar, they got a bonus call with Casey. Depending on what that is creating exclusive offers for in that moment. Also, limited spots and products. Emphasize the fact that there's literally limited availability, because when you do that, it drives urgency. And when you drive urgency, people are like, I can't miss out. I have to buy that. Share testimonials or social proof. Like if you're just launching this for the first time, you developed this product, this idea from something, and someone had probably worked with you on something in order for this idea to be born. And so get testimonials from that. Have social proof from that. And so that is going to be huge because people need to see other people utilizing that service or product that you are launching. And then literally launch day, I'm going to tell you this, you're going to need to buckle the hell up. And y'all, we're talking about all of this about social media. And when I did my launch strategy, I did strategize everything around email marketing too. And my email list grew. So it's absolutely insane that of how we did a launch day. We do webinars, we do things like that. And it's so freaking different for every single person. And like I said, this podcast episode is literally just about pre-launch and launch on social media aspect of things. But like when it becomes the launch day, like it's a big announcement. You need to send out reminders. You need to get on and be so excited. You need to be like, it's finally here. And like be so freaking pumped. So like whether you're an online business and you want to plan a webinar where then you pitch them your whatever your product or service is, whether it is an in-person thing, whether it is an actual product or service at a brick and mortar, you have to build the hype and the strategy behind it and bring them along for the journey from the moment you think of this idea until you're ready to launch. Now, obviously, if you think of this idea way before like 6 weeks out from your launch date, just document it. So then when you are ready to start advertising, you can start talking about it and you have the content from when you first thought about this. Y'all, literally, the key behind having a successful launch is truly to bring people along on the journey, for them to feel seen, to bring people along on the journey for they can see you as a human being and what you are doing and what you're making and the belief that you actually have in the product or service that you are launching, and to bring people along on the journey so they're excited about when you actually pre-launch it. So literally it all boils down to bring the people on the journey. So to wrap this up in a pretty freaking bow, it's your opportunity to connect and engage and build excitement that will turn your audience into raving fans. And let's be real, we all want raving fans because no matter what we put out, they actually buy from us. And truly, if you are providing a product or service that is literally so valuable to them and solving a problem for them in a way that they get their time back, because time is money, in true form, you are going to win every single time. So strategic content, behind the scenes engagement, and building anticipation are the key ways to success here. And if you do it right, you won't just have a launch, you will have a movement. And like truly, I love building a launch and I love us going through a launch. Y'all, I'm not going to even lie to you. It's tiring as hell. And like, you're going to be like, I want to pull my hair out and I'm going to go sleep for a couple of days. But when it's so rewarding, and like what I also do in the beginning is I ask people to set goals. Like, what are you looking to sell? Or what are you looking to, whatever that number is. for example, when we launched our membership, my goal was 100 members. And I was like, is that even possible? Like, do I even know 100 people that would actually buy into the membership? And at first I was like, holy shit, this is such a huge goal for me. And I don't know if we're going to make it. And what I did during launch, which here's a key thing that you can do too, is when people started signing up, I did sticky notes on a wall behind me, which then led to FOMO of someone that's like, wait, I want to be on that wall. And so they actually signed up too. So if you just do all these little tactics, and I really hope, like I said, not an expert in launching, but we do have fun doing it. We are getting better. And it just makes me excited all around. So if you just, in general, whether you're launching or building out social media for your business or brand, if you bring people along for the journey and you show them the human behind the brand and you show behind the scenes and you get customer testimonial, social proof, all those things, you will rarely fail because people love people. And if you're willing to bring them along on the journey with you, then you're solid. So I hope you got something out of this episode. I am so glad I was able to provide feedback to anyone that had questions about a launch strategy, and I hope you love it. So as always, if you like this episode, share it with a friend and leave us a great review. Until next time, y'all, let's freaking get it. And that's a wrap on another episode of Damn Good Marketing Podcast. Thank you all so much for being here. Make sure you comment, review, share it with a friend. Come back next week. And until next time, let's freaking get it.